Did you know that you can be pulled over by the police on your bicycle? There are rules of the road that you better revisit before you get back on the seat. Here with the details is our friend David Aylor. You're not going to get me this time, are you? Last time you tried to say that I was co-signing for people and I wasn't. I just hear everybody out there that saw that episode.
You only did that one time.
Anyways, talking about bicycle safety today. And seriously, so now the James Island Connector, there's certain rules that you have to follow. You can't ride your bike
On the James Island Connector.
or walk on it
Right,
anymore.
correct.
Okay.
That side lane is not a pedestrian lane. That is a emergency lane for when you have like a flat tire or something happens or like a car accident. So people are no longer allowed to be on there. They actually really should have never been on there, but now.
In the first place, right.
Correct, because it's very dangerous because of the fact that you have cars going at a pretty high rate of speed.
Yeah.
So obviously there's been a lot of accidents. But also downtown is a good place to really start to think about that because
Yeah, that's for sure.
skateboards too, scooters, different things like that. You see people cutting across lanes, going the wrong direction. You can get pulled over because you have to follow the lanes of traffic, and people tend to weave in and out and you know, hurt themselves. And not only that, you know, hurt others in that, you know, maybe a car tries to avoid them and then ends up, you know, in another kind of wreck.
So when you talk about going the wrong way, when you're on a bicycle, you're supposed to go with the flow of traffic, correct?
Absolutely.
Not against. You know, some people say, I thought you were supposed to go against the flow of traffic so you can see the cars coming at you. No, that's not how you're supposed to do this thing.
Correct.
So you can get pulled over.
Yes, absolutely. You're supposed to go with the flow of traffic, and you're also supposed to follow the traffic signals as well.
Right.
You can't weave through, you can't go through the red light, you can't, you know, take a turn the wrong way. You've got to follow the exact same type of traffic laws, because just like the car vehicles, you know, you've got to watch out for the other vehicles and the other, you know, people that are walking, the pedestrians, because what will happen is perhaps if, you know, a bicycle moves the wrong direction and the car swerves, then they may hit, you know, either another car or an actual pedestrian.
Right. And we were talking about this earlier, but you also, if you've caused an accident because you're riding a bike, that's very possible as well, especially when you're talking about downtown and it's such close quarters. I've seen people dart in and out of traffic and then they cause an accident and they just kind of go on in their merry way.
Right, exactly.
But you could get in trouble for that as well.
For sure. I mean, you think about, you know, the amount of people that are downtown particularly. You also have a lot of tourists that, you know, don't know where they're going or don't know how to get there. And then these bikes are darting in and out of, you know, traffic lanes and that sort of thing. And they think that, you know, more or less that they're sort of bulletproof when it comes to the legal rules, and they're not at all. And so you got to be very careful. You know, I mean, everybody laughs about jaywalking tickets and things like that, but there's a reason that, you know, pedestrians, bike riders, skateboarders, that sort of thing too, because a lot of times you'll be going on these one-way streets and you'll see these bike riders or these people on scooters or bikes going up the, you know, the wrong way, and you absolutely can get pulled over and cited for tickets.
And it appears that some streets maybe they should just avoid sometimes. I mean, I know that it's the way of the road and everybody has the right to be on the road, and I do agree with that. But for your own safety, especially if you're a bike rider, Sonia's a bike rider, you want to make sure you stay out of certain areas or not get on certain streets because they are close quarters.
Right, exactly. I mean, not only are they close quarters, you also got to think about how high the traffic count is at certain points of the day. And also you have people from out of town that are going to be coming down the wrong way, maybe make some traffic violations and just don't realize it. So, you know, the safety issue can be, you know, pretty serious to be thinking about, even though maybe you are actually following the right rules.
And then where you come in is, can I contest a bicycle ticket?
Well, I guess you could, just like any other ticket, you can contest it. Whether
I don't
or
ride
not
a bike, but if I did.
Right. Well, you know, you could obviously, of course, contest it. Whether you're going to win is no different than any other type of ticket.
Right.
You have your day in court, and you see what happens.
In all seriousness, though, you can get a DUI on a bicycle as well.
Well, it's you know, it's not exactly going to be a DUI, but you definitely can get an alcohol-related ticket.
Okay.
Because again, you're out there, you're on the streets, you're in the public, you're putting yourself at risk, but again, you're putting others at risk because you're on those public roadways and you're under the influence of alcohol.
There you go. I feel smarter talking to David Aylor every time he comes on the program. I hope that you feel the exact same way. Do you feel enlightened? You've enlightened yourself?
I'm just happy to be here.
We love it when you come, David. Thank you so much. So the Charleston Home